Hello everyone. Welcome to Lifey Life, interesting scientific discoveries. Every year, scientists and not only make more and more new discoveries, because the world around us is not yet fully recognized. Every year we are getting closer to seemingly distant and impossible things. Time is passing and science is developing, and this is a remarkable trend, because we are moving towards progress. In this article we will tell you about the most interesting discoveries that have been made recently. We promise that you will not regret spending time reading, because our selection will definitely impress you. An interesting scientific discovery: it became possible to see death. Famous British scientists have done an incredible thing. They managed to capture on the camera how the process of death is going. It turns out that this process resembles a scene from movies when a glow of blue appears. It penetrates right into the human body. That's how death happens. Scientists purposefully try to study the process of death not because of interest, but in an attempt to prolong the life of a person. Yes. Scientists want to not just prolong life, but also to find a way how to avoid death in general. An interesting scientific discovery is the most ancient Mayan temple. And this is another interesting discovery. In the jungle of Guatemala, scientists still found an ancient temple. And this is not just a temple, but a Mayan temple, which was once called the Temple of the Sun. The main evidence was precisely his ornaments depicting the god Maya. Peru discovered completely new species of animals. Well-known scientists and biologists have purposefully gone to Peru to search for unusual animals that no one has heard of yet. Why in Peru? After all, this territory has not been studied properly. And this expedition did not go in vain, because they found there a huge number of new species of animals. For example, before this trip, no one had ever heard of a night monkey. Around this kind of animal began a loud debate of scientists, because some argued that the night monkeys have long been known. But last year it was proved that no one had studied such monkeys before. Yes, and this is not over, because until now around other animals are disputes and discussions. An interesting scientific discovery: discovered a star that resembles the Sun. The scientist found and began to study a fairly interesting star. This star is like the Sun and is at a huge distance from the planet Earth. And around it revolves 9 planets. In our solar system there are only 8 planets, which are fixed officially. How to identify a dictator in a baby? This conclusion is simply impressive. According to statistics, 1 in 2,000 babies are already born with a tooth. Of course, that breastfeeding for the mother is a real torture, because such a child still does not know how to control his actions and often bites her. At this time the child has an inferiority complex due to lack of attention. Growing up, this child tries in every way to gain care and attention. According to scientists, all known dictators were born with a tooth already cut through. An interesting scientific discovery is the influence of wearing a tie on vision. It's hard to believe, but American scientists still prove that men who wear tightly tie suffer from poor eyesight. The explanation is quite logical: a tightly tightened tie worsens the flow of blood, and therefore, vision is impaired. But that's not all, because it also affects blood pressure. An interesting scientific discovery: self-medication in the animal world. Based on long-term observations, scientists made the discovery that animals are most often engaged in self-medication. Interestingly, the sparrows, to protect themselves from ticks, put cigarette butts in their nests, and butterflies, to protect the eggs from predators, put them on spurge. Even ants use resin to prevent bacteria from multiplying in an anthill. Scientists have long proven that self-medication is also being done by chimpanzees. But it's not just an observation, because in this way doctors hope that they will be able to open new drugs. Chimps deliberately make cunning Zoologists watched one cunning chimpanzee in the zoo, because he for no reason started throwing stones at visitors. And it turns out that the crime weapon was prepared in advance. The observation shows that he was doing an absolutely innocent look, and then, when the potential victim reached the necessary place, he took out the stones and started throwing them. Here scientists also concluded that such actions are pre-prepared cunning. The happiness of man is in food. This interesting scientific discovery makes many happy. Scientists have managed to prove that a person experiences true happiness only when he uses food. Everyone knows for himself that when he feels hungry, he has a bad mood, and when he is full, the mood is better. And do you know what kind of products people are most happy with? From sweets and French fries. And all because a person associates them with rest. But red and black caviar is associated with wealth and luxury, so a sandwich with these delicacies can easily cheer up. An interesting scientific discovery is the presence of water on Mars. Scientists were able to detect clay on the red planet. This was the reason for the discovery that there was water on Mars, as clay can only form if there is water. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video and subscribe for our new content. Click the bell sign to stay in contact with updates from us. Hope seeing you back on Lifey Life.